All right, welcome back to part 5 of designing the perfect workout. So the last video we went over the rep ranges and what to be looking for as far as determining our main goal, what rep ranges that we need to facilitate in that goal. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to explain to you a little bit on actually pairing your exercises up properly. All right, you may have a basic understanding that it's chest day, so I'm going to do chest, and it's leg day, so I'm gonna do legs, okay? But a lot of exercises and routines nowadays encompass a lot of upper and lower body exercises. They do really well for muscle mass, and they do exceptionally well as far as stimulating growth hormone and producing and helping with a lot of fat loss, okay? But there are some do's and don'ts, okay? So regardless if you're training for size or for fat loss, there's some basic things that you need to understand that you need to stay away from. One, you don't want two exercises that are going to overload one joint specifically, okay? That's going to cause a lot of wear and tear, and you may not notice that, but down the road, you will start to suffer from it. Your joints will begin to break down. I'm gonna give you a good example, and I'm also gonna give you a bad example, just so you can understand a little bit more efficiently what I'm trying to get across. A bad example would be doing a standing military press and a squat. So why? All right, so standing military press, behind the neck press, or military press, I love it. Awesome workout, really blows out the shoulders, really works the upper back. It really works the core because it forces the body to stabilize itself, unlike when you're sitting down. Now, actually, standing or sitting military press or behind the neck press would not go with this squat routine. This is why. They compress the spine, especially if you're sitting down. If you're sitting down, there's an exceptional amount of lower pressure on the lumbar discs. And then you're gonna go and get right under the squat rack and then smash it down again, okay? This will lead to back injuries later on, or a lot of back soreness, a lot of back tightness would then later on lead to an injury doing some other random bullshit exercise. And you'll never figure out why. And it all came from improper pairing of exercises. So let me give you a good example. A good example would be a split squat and chin-ups, all right? A split squat, I'm not even putting the weight on my back at this point. I'm holding them in my hands, so I'm getting great forearm training. Okay, a lot of people have weak grips, okay? And I'm knocking out my legs, no problem. Turn around, I'm gonna rest, and then I'm gonna do chin-ups, all right? You can even do pull-ups. Now, before you...
Unit 50 to Unit 51. Good, Chief. Unit 61, please.
Now, before you say, well, is that gonna fry out my forearms? Yes, it could fry out your forearms if you keep holding a lot of weight and then you're trying to do a pulling exercise, but no one said you couldn't put the weight on your back.
Heck, what?
Show 24 is in house.
10-4.
Now, what you could do is do a front squat if you want, because that would decompress the spine, and then you can do chin-ups. All right, so a good example, like I said, is split squats and chin-ups, all right? All right, the reason why I say split squats and chin-ups is because in a split squat, we can put the load on our back and do a split squat, and it's a lot easier on our spine because we can't load our back as heavy as we would with two legs. And then we can deload our back, take a break, and then do chin-ups or pull-ups and not have any crossover effect. You could also hang holding the dumbbells, doing your split squats, and then do your chin-ups and really give yourself a good forearm workout. But of course, be aware that if your forearms begin to fry out, you don't want to start creating poor technique on your pulls. But that would be a good example. All right? So I hope this sheds a little light and a more better understanding of how to pair your exercises together. Another good way is to, if you're trying to facilitate fat loss, is always pair an upper body and a lower body exercise. Also, if you're trying to put on more muscle mass, always go for an antagonist type of workout. So I'm always going to do chest and back together. I'm going to do bis and tris together. You've got to be very careful when it comes to quads and hamstrings. And so what I mean by that is you don't want to do, say, which I used to do all the time, is squats and deadlifts, all right? So what you would want to do is if you were going to do squats, then you would do more like curling exercises for your legs. And then on the next time you work out, you could do a lot of deadlifts, trap bar deadlifts, so on, a lot of hinging movements, and then use more simplistic movements for your quads so that way they're not so damaged up so bad, all right? All right, hope this helps you out.